begin is easy, but to persist is an art. If you follow this timetable for 1 month, you will experience a drastic change because did I learn 5 phrases? Did I do what I decided to do? Did I complete my task? Yes, wow, Friday is a good day. Why? Because this timetable may differ for you because different strokes for different folks. You may be a very busy person and you may not be. Hello my brothers and sisters, welcome back to this channel. Today I'm gonna share with you a timetable, and by following that you will experience a drastic change in your journey of learning English. So let's start. But before starting, I would like to ask you a question. That is, if I mix ghee, rice, yellow moong dal, cumin, bay leaf, ginger, salt, turmeric, green chili and onion, what will it become? It will become khichdi. It will become khichdi. Wait. This is not any cooking channel. This is English Boosting Power. You're watching English Boosting Power itself. So please don't skip this video and stay tuned to this video because you're gonna gain a lot from this video. So let's dive into the video. Now, everybody wants to improve their English. Everyone wants to achieve the goal of English learning. Everyone wants to be an efficient English speaker. But the question is, how could you do that? How could you do that? Everybody wants to achieve the goal of learning English. But how could you do that? That is the main question. How could you do that? And for achieving this goal, everyone is seeking some suggestions, tips and tricks, advice or some elixir to live in a perfect world, or I would say to speak English properly and efficiently and to master this language called English. But unfortunately, that's not gonna work until or unless you know how to get there. You should know how to get there. Then only you will be able to get there. Otherwise, you won't be able to get there. And that's what I'm gonna share with you in this video. And to get there, what timetable should you follow? How will you follow that? The answers to all these questions are hidden in this video. So stay tuned to this video and watch this video till the end, because I assure you that if you watch this video and you follow the tips and tricks described in this video, then you will experience a drastic change in your journey of learning English. So let's dive into the video without a hitch. Like, all these things won't work until and unless you know how to get there. Now, how to get there? That's what I'm gonna explain it to you. Now, what are we doing? We all are just mixing all these things. Listening, speaking, reading, practice, phrases, idioms, grammar and newspaper. What are we doing? We're just mixing them all. If someone says, "Bacha, you should read newspaper every day. Newspaper reading is very important for learning English." What are we doing? We are just reading newspapers, and newspapers are bringing newspapers out of somewhere and just reading them without knowing anything. But we're just reading newspapers. We're spending more time with reading newspapers. But if someone says, "Bacha, grammar rules are very, very important to master this language called English," then what are we doing? We are just memorizing these grammar tips and tricks. Just keep on memorizing it. But if someone says, "Beta, learning idioms and phrases are very, very important. You should learn idioms. You should learn phrases. Otherwise, vocabulary, you won't get proper vocabulary. And without vocabulary, you won't be able to master this language called English. Okay?" Then what are we doing? We are just learning idioms and phrases. So ultimately, we are just mixing all of these things. And what will it become if we just mix all these things? It will become English khichdi. But we should not make this English khichdi. There is a proper procedure to learn this language called English. In fact, there is a proper procedure for learning every language. There is a proper particular history. There is a proper particular strategy, structure for learning that language. Likewise, there is a strategy for learning this language called English. We should follow that procedure. We should follow it. We should not just make English khichdi. We don't want English khichdi. We want English. This English khichdi we don't want. We want English, and to learn this English, there is a procedure and we need to follow that procedure. But how can we follow that procedure? And what is that procedure? Let's learn it. Before moving further, one disclaimer from my side. In my previous video, somebody commented, कुछ ज़्यादा ही teacher बन रही है, कुछ ज़्यादा ही teacher बन रही है. Now here I would like to say I'm not a teacher. I'm a learner, and whatever I'm learning, I'm just sharing it with you all. Just consider me like your little sister. I'm learning something and I'm just sharing it with you. That's what I'm doing. Nothing else. I'm just sharing it with you. I'm not a teacher. I don't consider myself as a teacher. I consider myself as a learner who is learning and sharing. Learning and sharing. That's all. So now, let's continue this video. Now, just to follow the procedure, or I would say, to make the plan for learning this language called English, 2 questions are very, very important. Where will you go? And how will you get there? Where will you go? Means, what is your goal? Where will you go? And how will you get there? Did you make any plan for going there? How will you get there? What is the plan? How will you get there? These 2 questions are very, very important. You need to ask these 2 questions to yourself, that what is your goal? And how will you get there? Where will you go? And how will you get there? And the answers to these questions should be, you must have a plan and you must have a goal. To answer these questions, you must have a goal and you must have a plan. You must have a goal. You must choose your goal, and you also must have the plan to reach your goal. That is very, very necessary. Always remember, a goal without a plan is only a dream. A goal without a plan is only a dream. It's only a desire. It's only a wish that cannot be fulfilled until and unless you have a plan. You should have a plan to accomplish that goal. Otherwise, it's only a dream. It's only a desire. It's only a wish. It's not something that is gonna come true. It should be realistic. It means you should have a plan for that. A goal without a plan is only a dream. Always remember this point. So now how will we make that plan? How will we make it? Let's understand that part also. First of all, let me clear this part. A goal without a plan is only a dream. Now, look at this man. He knows where he wants to go, but he doesn't have any plan to go there. He's just going somewhere wherever he likes according to his own whims. But we are not like this man. We should not be like this man. We should have a particular plan to reach our goal. And what is our goal? Our goal is to learn English, to be an efficient English speaker. And we should have a plan for that. Without a plan, nothing is possible. Nothing at all is possible. Now look at this place. Now look at this thing. This is your goal. There is a way to go reach here. You can go from here, you can go from here, but you cannot go from here. It will be blocked. It will be blocked. There is a way. You should follow that way. This is easy, so you can take this route, but there is a way. Similarly, for your goal of learning English, there is a proper way for reaching that goal. You must have a plan for that. You must have a plan. A plan is very, very, very much important. But now the question arises, how to make that plan? Let me tell you. First of all, what you need to do. First of all, what you need to do, that is step 1, is that you need to assess yourself. Now the question arises, how are you gonna assess yourself? You can assess yourself by asking a few questions like, what am I good at? Suppose you're good at grammar, you can say, I'm good at grammar, I'm good at listening, I'm good at speaking, I'm good at reading, I'm good at reading newspapers, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. There are many things you must be good at. You must be good at something. So you can write it down, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, I'm good at learning vocabulary, words and phrases, I'm good at grammar, I'm good at whatever you're good at. You can just jot it down. You should also ask, what do I need to improve? This is very, very important. What do I need to improve? You must be lacking somewhere. Like if you're lacking in grammar, you can say, I need to improve my grammar, I need to improve my listening, I need to improve my reading, I need to improve my speaking, I need to improve this, I need to improve that, I need to improve my ability to learn vocabulary, words and phrases and idioms. Just jot it down, whatever you need to improve. Everybody needs to improve something. Like if you take my example, I am good at learning vocabulary phrases, idioms and all that. Why? Because I use link method. And what is this link method? The link is in the description box if you want to know what is this link method. And what do I need to improve? Like sometimes I speak very fast. You also must have noticed that part, and you have also commented that I speak very fast, and thanks for giving me that feedback, because of that only I will come to know that I am speaking fast. So that's what I need to improve. Everybody must be having something or the other thing that they need to improve, and there is nothing they need to be ashamed of for that. Always remember, be honest with yourself at least. You may tell lies to someone else. If someone else asks you, what are you good at? What are you lagging at? What do you need to improve? You may tell lies like, oh, I'm a very perfect person. I don't need to improve anything. You can lie. But this time, you're asking yourself. You should tell the truth to at least yourself. You also know what are you lacking at. You also know what you're good at. You also know everything. Be honest with yourself at least. You should write it down, whatever you know. Always remember, in a language, you're only the doctor and you're only the patient. You only know the disease and you only know the cure. Nobody's gonna help you. You yourself have to cure yourself. Somebody may give you advice, but you yourself have to cure them. You yourself have to apply them in your daily to day life. So you're only the doctor and you're only the patient. And always remember one thing also. Everybody has weak points. I also have weak points, as I've already told you. Everybody has weak points, and there is no need to be ashamed of that. Like I've also told you that my weak point is that I speak too fast. Everybody has weak point, and I'm not ashamed of that point because I'm improving it. I'm trying to improve that part. So you also must be having weak points, and there's nothing that you should be ashamed of. Always remember these things which are necessary to assess yourself. Now, the next step is step 2, which is choose your goal. Now, after assessing yourself, you should choose your goal. What is your goal? Where do you want to go? Now, look at this boy. He wants to shoot an arrow. He knows that his goal is to hit this bottle. This is his goal. And he needs full concentration to hit this goal. Like now, he's trying to hit this bottle. That is his goal. Similarly, we also have our goal of learning English, and we need to give full concentration to learn this language called English. Our goal is to be an English efficient speaker. No left, no right. Let's hit the nail on the head. Let's achieve our goal. So now let's move forward. Now, there are few things that we need to keep in mind while choosing our goal. And what are those few things? Or I would say, what are those factors? The first factor is specific. Your goal should be specific. Like if I can say, my goal is to be good at vocabulary. This is a specific goal. My goal is to be good at reading English. This is a specific goal. Now moving on to the next factor, which is measurable. Now here, what I want to say by measurable is that your goal should be measurable. Like for example, if I say, I want to be a fluent English speaker. Here there is no measure. Nobody can measure fluency. There are no parameters for measuring fluency. You cannot measure fluency. So this is not a measurable goal. But if I say, I need to learn 10 idioms in a week. This is measurable. You can measure that part. I need to learn 5 phrases per day. This is measurable. So your goal should be measurable. Now moving on to the next factor, which is achievable. Your goal should be achievable. It should not be like you're choosing some goal which is not achievable. Like if I say, I want to learn 50 vocabulary words in a day. This is not achievable. It may be achievable for you, but at least it is not achievable for me. I cannot learn 50 vocabulary words per day. So this is not achievable. This is not a particular goal. So you should have an achievable goal. Now the next factor is realistic. Your goal should be realistic. Like for example, if I say my sister, Harika, what does she do? Sometimes when she is very enthusiastic about her work, what does she do? She just tells me, Didi, today I will complete 5 chapters. I will complete five chapters. You know? And at the end of the day, when she's not able to complete those 5 chapters, because completing 5 chapters is not within her capacity. It may be within your capacity, but it is not within her capacity. So it's not realistic for her. She cannot accomplish that goal. So at the end of the day, when she's not able to achieve her goal, she gets very frustrated and distressed that no, I'm not able to achieve my goal of completing 5 chapters. It should not be like this. Your goal should be realistic. It should be achievable, it should be measurable and specific. Now the next factor is time bound. This is very, very important. Your goal should be time bound. Otherwise, what will you do? You will just procrastinate the work over and over again. Like if your goal should be time bound, this week itself I need to learn 10 phrases per day. It's time bound. Like in this week per day, it's time bound. But if you say I need to learn 10 phrases per day, now when? I don't know. Then you will procrastinate it. Like next week. No, next week. Like this you will keep on procrastinating it. So no, you should not procrastinate it. कल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब, पल में परले होएगी, बहुरी करेगा कब? So we should not procrastinate our work. We should do it today, means today. Now these are the 5 factors that are necessary for choosing your goal, which are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic and time bound. Now let's move on. You must have heard this proverb, don't bite off more than you can chew. Have you heard it? Don't bite off more than you can chew. It means that you should not bite more than you can chew. It may not be within your capacity. You may not be ready. If you take a huge bite in one go, you won't be able to digest it. Now look at this lady. She's trying to eat a huge burger in one bite, I guess. Yummy. Mouth watering. Anyway, we are not gonna pay attention to this lady and this burger. But what I want to say by this thing is that this lady is taking a huge bite. And similarly, if you take a huge bite, or I would say swallow a burger in one go, then we won't be able to chew it properly and it won't be digestible by our stomach. Similarly, if we take a huge burden of tasks which is beyond our ability, or even if we can do that, we won't be able to digest it. We won't be able to learn it. We won't remember it for a longer period of time. Like if you say 50 phrases per day, I need to do every day. Even if you manage to do that, you won't be able to digest it. You're just taking a huge bite. You're just taking a huge bite and you won't be able to chew that properly. It won't be digestible if you just learn a lot of time in one day, or I would say in a very short period of time. So what I want to say is, don't bite off more than you can chew. Always take things according to your capacity. Don't take a whole burden on your head. Your mind will get overwhelmed and you won't be able to accomplish your task of learning English. So what's more important is that you should digest it properly. Even if you are able to take one bite, but if you digest it properly, it's more important than taking a whole 10 huge bites. But if you're not able to digest them properly, it means that even if you learn little by little, very, very less per day or per week or per month, but you're able to digest it properly, means you're able to learn it, then it means that you're progressing. Moreover, what is language? Language is just used for expressing yourself. You should retain those ideas, those vocabulary words in your mind for a longer period of time, not only for short periods of time. Otherwise, you won't be able to use them properly and you won't be able to express yourself properly. So now let's move on further. Now we've learned about goal. But dear English learners, we should have an English SMART goal. But what is this English SMART goal? Let's understand it. Now here what I want to say by SMART is that here S stands for strategy. Now before moving further, let me tell you one thing. You won't get this English SMART goal anywhere else. So stay tuned to this video and be all ears. Keep your eyes peeled, okay? Because you won't get this thing anywhere else. Now what I want to say by strategy is that you must have a particular Schedule. You must tell yourself that how much are you gonna practice per day, per week, per month. You must tell yourself that yes, this time I'm gonna practice this much this day, this much in this week, this much in this month. You must tell yourself like that. You must do like that, step by step. So that's what I want to say by strategy. Now next part is monitor. You must monitor that whether you're following that strategy or not. Like if I say that I'm gonna learn 5 phrases per week, you should monitor. At the end of the week, you should monitor that did I learn 5 phrases? Did I do what I decided to do? Did I complete my task? You should monitor yourself. And the next part is attitude. You should have a positive attitude for learning any type of language. This attitude is very, very important. Very, very important. If you have a negative attitude, your journey of learning English will end in negative. But if you have a positive attitude, your journey of learning English will end in positive. You should have a positive attitude. Now here I would like to share an incident with you. In my class, the teacher asked us to advertise a product. So I also raised my hand and I also got the chance. I went there to advertise a product, which was a chocolate, and I spoke like this. So this is a 5-star chocolate from 5-star company. And as soon as I spoke like this, the teacher, the students were like demotivating me. They were just doing like this, like they were just acting like me, like I'm speaking like this. Literally they were doing this kind of action only. And the teacher, what did the teacher tell me? The teacher told, "ठीक है, जाओ आप जाओ." He sent me back to my seat. That was really an embarrassing situation for me. And she also told that I was overacting. Literally, I also don't know what is the meaning of overacting. I just express myself how the way I want to express. This is just my way of expressing myself. But the teacher identified this as overacting, and she told that overacting nahi karna hai advertisement bolte hue. And all the students were pointing out at me. They were just pointing out at me as if they were trying to say that I do overacting. If you had been in my situation, you also could have felt very, very bad. You could have felt embarrassing. After all, it was an embarrassing situation. I went home and I narrated all this incident to my mother. And I also decided that I will not speak. And what my mother told, she told that no, you should have a positive attitude. If they want to laugh, let them laugh. You should not care about them. Be a non-reactive person. You should not be a reactive person. Be a non-reactive person. Similarly, here, I want to share this thing with you all. And I want to say that you should have a positive attitude. If people laugh at you, let it be. We should not care. If they're laughing, let them laugh. We have set a goal to learn this language, means we have to learn this language. If they laugh, let it be. If they make fun of us, let it be. But we want to learn this language, means we want to learn this language. If somebody is not understanding the way how you're speaking, repeat it. But don't quit. If you quit, then you're out of the game. You cannot learn this language. So you should not quit. Now, moving on. Here, this R stands for repetition. Now here also I would like to share an incident with you. In Jodhpur there was a mela that was being held. I visited that mela and there I saw a parrot who was speaking. "Tu kaisa hai? Tu kaisa hai? Tu kaisa hai? Ram 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 Ram. Tu kaisa hai? Tu kaisa hai? Tu kaisa hai?" I was literally astonished. And out of curiosity, I asked the owner that how was it able to do that? And he replied to me that he used to speak one word before the parrot every day. Initially, the parrot was not able to speak even one word, but gradually it was able to speak one word, and then it was able to speak the whole sentence. Isn't it marvelous? When a parrot can speak, then why can't we? We can also learn this language called English. So repetition is very, very important. Now moving on to the next letter, which is T. And now here T stands for target. You should have a target. You should have a goal. You should have a target that yes, this is my target. No left, no right. Let's hit the nail on the head. You should have a target for that, and you should follow that target using all these techniques, which is S strategy, M monitor, A attitude, R repetition, T target. So you should have an English smart goal. Now we know our English smart goal. So, come on, let's go all together. Come on, let's go all together because we know our English smart goal. Now I'm going to talk about the timetable that we should follow for learning this language. Once Abraham Lincoln said, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree and I'll spend the first 4 hours sharpening my axe." It means that we should prepare ourselves before starting our journey. And to start our journey called English learning journey, we need to prepare ourselves. So, we need a timetable. And what is the timetable? Let me show it to you. Now, this is the timetable that I follow. This is the timetable that I follow. It may be different for you, it may differ for you, because this timetable I am able to follow. Different strokes for different folks. You may not be able to follow this timetable. You may be a very busy person, so you may not be able to follow this timetable. So it may differ for you. But this is the timetable which I follow. So you can refer to this timetable to make your timetable for learning English, or I would say to accomplish this goal of English learning. So let's start. Now, first of all, before I start, let me tell you, to begin is easy, but to persist is an art. To begin is easy, to persist is an art. Sometimes out of enthusiasm, we may make any timetable and then we can say that yes, I'm going to follow this timetable, but we will only be able to follow it for 1 or 2, 3 days. But it should not happen like this. We should persist that timetable. We should follow it. And I assure you, if you follow this timetable for 1 month, you will experience a drastic change because I have experienced it. So let's start. Now here in my timetable, I read a storybook, newspaper, any kind of thing in English. For at least 20 minutes. If I want to read it for some more time, I can read it. But at least 20 minutes it is necessary, or I would say it is compulsory. And I also need to learn vocab, that is phrases. At least 5 phrases every day I need to learn it. And then listen, YouTube, news, audiobooks. I'm not telling you to listen on a particular device like audiobooks, news, YouTube. No, you can listen to anything, but in English. Whatever you're listening should be in English. And it is your choice, whoever you want to listen to. If you want to listen to some person, you can listen to him. If you want to listen to some YouTube channel, you can listen, but in English. That is the golden rule here. That you have to listen something in English at least for 20 minutes. And then writing. Whatever I learn, you can just write it down. Whatever you learn, I'm not telling that here writing for some specific time, because writing, there are different handwritings of different people. Sometimes in a good mood I can write very, very, very fast, but sometimes when I'm in a bad mood I write very, very slow. So I've not set a particular time for this writing, but whatever I've learned, I just need to jot it down. It doesn't matter how much time I take to do that. Then I have verbal practice. This verbal practice is very, very important. Without verbal practice, you won't be able to do anything. You may have a bag of vocabulary words, but if you don't have any type of verbal practice, whenever you face a real life situation in which you have to converse with someone in English, you won't be able to converse. Your mind will freeze. You have all those vocabulary phrases, but just because you don't have verbal practice, your mind will freeze at that time. You won't be able to speak properly. So verbal practice is very, very necessary. So I have given this time 30 minutes. 30 minutes at least I need to do verbal practice every day. And now here I have also, and this is for the 7 days of the week. 7 days for the week, and I have only chosen this kind of timetable for 6 days because Sunday is a fun day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is a fun day. On Sundays I do nothing except for relaxing myself. Plus, I also monitor that did I do all these things. I track my progress if possible. Otherwise, I generally give a break to my mind to just relax on Sundays. And yes, I also here on this space, I also fill in that yes, whether I did this thing or not, because that is very, very important. You should track yourself at the end of the day. That is very important. So on Monday, reading, yes. Vocab phrases, no, I could not learn vocab phrases. But anyway, listening, yes. Writing, no, I could not write. Oh my god. Verbal practice, yes. And then on Tuesday, did I read? Yes. Vocab phrases, no, I could not learn vocab phrases again. Listening, yes. Writing, yes. Verbal practice, yes. And on Wednesday, I did not even read. Vocab phrases, yes. Listening, yes. Writing, yes. Verbal practice, no, I did not do any type of verbal practice. Oh my god, on Wednesdays, I think I got a lot of homework. Anyway, Thursday, reading, yeah, no, I did not read. Vocab phrases, yes. And listening, yes. Writing, no, I did not write. Verbal practice, no. On some days I have a lot of homework to do and I'm not able to do all of them. So here these wrong marks indicate that I did not do these vocab phrases learning and all that. Friday, reading, did I read? Yes. Vocab phrases, yes. Listening, yes. Writing, yes. Verbal practice, yes. Wow, Friday is a good day. Why? Because I've completed all these activities. Wow. And on Saturday, did I read? No. Did I learn vocab phrases? No. Did I listen? Yes, at least I did something. And did I write? No. Did I do verbal practice? No. Oh my god, Saturday I did not do anything because on Saturday I got a lot of homework. So I could not do anything except listening to a YouTube channel or news or audiobooks. I think that day I listened to news. Anyway, so this is our timetable which we need to follow for our English journey. Let me tell you, this timetable may differ for you because different strokes for different folks. You may be a very busy person and you may not be able to devote 20 minutes for reading a storybook or newspaper or anything else. You may not be able to do that. So you may minus it to some extent. But always remember, give 1 hour every day for learning English. At least 1 hour is necessary. It's compulsory. So I would like to end this video here. I wish you and your family a very happy new year. And yes, all the best for your 2024 English journey. May the force be with us in this English learning journey. So, if you like this information, then please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to this channel. Bye bye. See you in the next video. May the force be with us and all the best.
Life is full of possibilities and we all have the power to shape our journey. All the best for your bright future and stay blessed. Thank you so much for watching this video.